Hola, me llamo Brinley McCullough. Today I'm going to be telling you all about Mexican horchata. You might be wondering, what is horchata? Well, horchata is a traditional Mexican drink that is served over ice and commonly served in the summer. It can be referred to as a type of agua fresca, which means fresh water in English. Aguas frescas are a light, non-alcoholic beverage made from fruits, cereals, flowers, or seeds, and are blended with sugar, water, or milk. There are different ways to make this drink throughout Mexico and Latin America, but today I'll focus on telling you how to make the traditional Mexican version. Before that, let's discuss some of the history behind horchata so that you can understand how it popularized in Mexico. The history behind horchata tells a lot about why this popular drink has so many different variations to its recipe. The type of horchata that dates back the furthest in time is called horchata de chufa, which was made from ground sweetened tiger nuts. Horchata de chufa originated in North America around 2400 BC. Then, in the 8th century, horchata was brought to West Africa and Spain. From there, the concept of horchata then spread from Spain to Mexico throughout the course of colonization. The Mexican version of horchata that we are going to focus on today first appeared in the 16th century. I'd like to tell you the reason I decided on this topic. Overall, the reason I decided on this topic for my cultural presentation is because I feel that foods and drinks that you use on the daily become a part of who you are. So when learning about a new culture, by learning about their popular foods and drinks, it helps to serve as a vehicle to bridge and experience their culture. Before getting into the recipe, I'd like to tell you what horchata tastes like. After making my own Mexican horchata from the recipe I'm about to share with you, I would describe this drink as a creamy and smooth cinnamon taste. The thing that I really enjoyed about this drink is that it was nice and cold and only mildly sweet. From many sources, I heard that the flavor of horchata is very comparable to arzón con leche, or Mexican rice pudding. In these pictures, you can see that they look quite similar despite their textural differences. Now, let's get into the fun part. The ingredients that you need to make your own Mexican horchata are 6 cups of water, 1 cup of uncooked rice, 1/2 cup of sliced almonds, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 1/2 cups of milk, 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now that you know the ingredients needed, I'm going to explain to you exactly how to make Mexican horchata. Step 1. Add 3 cups of water, 1 cup uncooked rice, 1/2 cup sliced almonds, and 1 cinnamon stick to a blender. Blend this for 1 to 3 minutes until your mixture is as smooth as possible. Step 2. Transfer your mixture to a large bowl or pitcher and add the remaining 3 cups of water. Cover this and put it in the refrigerator for 8 to 12 hours. I recommend just doing this step overnight. Step 3. Take your mixture out of the refrigerator and pour it into a fine mesh strainer for 3 or 4 times into another bowl or pitcher until you feel that this mixture has no more grit. At this point, your mixture should be very smooth. Step 4. Add 1 1/2 cup of milk, 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and stir until fully combined. I recommend to taste your drink as you're going along so that you can sweeten with more or less sugar as you prefer. Step 5. Enjoy your horchata over ice with a sprinkle of ground cinnamon and enjoy. You can also add a stick of cinnamon when serving if you want that little extra kick of flavor. For reference, you can see step 1 happening in pictures 1, 2, and 3. You can see step 2 happening in picture 4. You can see step 3 going on in picture 5. You can see step 4 going on in pictures 6 and 7. And you can see the final step, step 5, going on in picture 8. Now let's move on to a few tips that I'd like to add so that way you can make your Mexican horchata the best. When you're doing this, really make sure to blend the ingredients very well before soaking. It may take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes of blending on the highest setting, but it really just depends on the power of your blender. Also, make sure to strain the mixture several times because it's the key of getting rid of any gritty or chalky textures, and it's the only way to make your horchata as silky and smooth as possible. Also, make sure to serve your horchata cold. Ice is a part of this recipe because aguas frescas in Mexico are served immediately over ice. So if you don't do this step, you're not making a traditional Mexican horchata. You should know that your delicious Mexican agua fresca should stay nice and fresh in the fridge for up to 1 week. I'd like to add that separation of the water and the rice mixture is completely normal after it's been sitting in the fridge for a day or 2. So don't throw it out. Just mix it together with a large spoon and serve as you normally would. Lastly, I'd like to add a few different ways to enjoy, just in case you have allergies or different preferences. To make this recipe dairy-free, you can use an alternative like almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk, oat milk, or cashew milk. To make it nut-free, all you have to do is simply omit the almonds. There's no need to replace them. If you don't want to use granulated sugar, you can use a different sweetener like honey, agave, or even sweetened condensed milk to make it extra creamy. Now you know all about Mexican horchata. I hope that you're interested in trying this traditional Mexican recipe out for yourself. If so, you're really in for a delightful treat, especially since it's getting so close to summer. Gracias por tu tiempo. Adios!